Hi there. In this video I'm going to attempt to fix this particular display that at the moment is displaying the wrong thing. Be careful for a bit of loud beeping. Yes, it is flickering. That does not happen in reality, but that particular segments are actually missing, so it should be a full zero, which is not obviously at the moment. So something is not making contact, or the control unit is actually Gansky. So first thing, I'm going to attempt to open this up and see if there is anything inside it that I can actually fix. If not, I'm going to go down the line to the control unit in the trunk or wherever it is. So let's get to it. Decided to actually check the connections first. I wasn't sure on which side the guy who installed this put the box, the control box for the sensors. And I remembered when I changed the light bulb on the left side, I saw some weird things in here. First I thought it's a fix, a repair, but I realized it's actually just splitting the negative and the positive for one of the bulbs and then taking these two wires somewhere in here. So yeah, that's the power for the module actually, and it comes on when you put on the reverse light. So yeah, this is the side we are searching in. The plot thickens. It's not under this, so it must be under this somewhere, because the wires seem to be going in there. That's the voltage in wire, the power wire, and this is the wire that goes in front to the display. So they are both going in here somewhere. Yeah. Ta-da! And here it is. So at this point I will unplug the monitor, the power, mostly the monitor, plug it back in and see if anything changes. Hope for a bad connection somewhere. Be ready for a really loud beeping. It's exactly the same. Wah, wah, wah. So this little guy needs to be... Where's my finger? Where's my finger? That little guy needs to be opened up. Let's get to it. Quite easy to get access to this thing because the tape, double-sided tape, isn't holding a tiny bit anymore. So let me try and open this. I really do hope it's not the cable pinched somewhere. That would be quite bad. I hope it's this thing. Under double-sided tape it just has two tiny screws, so next we'll be opening those up. At this point I'm quite convinced the LED driving is happening inside this. As you can see, there is a tiny bit of corrosion in there, but I don't know if that is enough to mess it up. I just need to get it out of this plastic, but it's glued down there, so... but yeah, let's see. This don't seem to be fixable with the tools that I have at my parents' house, because that is where I am now. That is not the problem, that corrosion in there. I think one of the transistors actually is blown, but I don't have any transistors to replace it with, so maybe I have on my boards at home, not sure. Anyway, I will just put it back together, and I found the model for this thing after a ton of internet research. So I'm most likely to buy a new set, replace, cut the wires right here. My camera will focus like stupid. Huawei, why the hell are you doing this? Anyway, yeah, cut the wires, replace just this display itself, so I don't need to change anything else. And this one, I will test it on my workbench with the new module that I get, and hopefully I can also fix this one so I have a spare. If not, well, nothing more that I can do. So let's put it back together until my new order arrives. A few weeks later, tada, what do we have here? So this is the broken one, and this cable comes from the new one. So I tried to find the old model, distracting here at the moment, doesn't really matter anymore, the old model, and nobody sells it anymore. This has been replaced with a newer, slimmer, fancier one, and I didn't want to change everything, even the module inside the trunk, even the sensors, whatnot. So everywhere I found this for sale in a company, I tried to buy it. A few companies called me and said they don't have it, but one of them called me and said, I don't have it, but let me try and contact the original supplier and see what we can come up with. Maybe the new model actually works with the old control unit. So after they talked to the supplier, it has come to our attention that actually the supplier sells this thing as a replacement part, only this, obviously with a cable. So that was perfect. I only bought exactly what was damaged. The rest of the unit remained in the car, and so I don't need to take all of these cables, reroute them through the car, cut the old cable, and with the part that remained from the new unit, soldered to the old cable and tucked it away so you cannot see the repair part of it. And yeah, if anything fails, I have some replacement parts from this one for the new one, for the new one for this one, depends on what it fails. And yeah, in the end all is fixed. So what remains to do now is to put some adhesive double-sided tape on the one inside the car, and yeah, that should be about it. So let's get to it. Okay, ready to be glued in place. As you could see, I ran a marker on the edge of this tape because it's white, obviously, and I don't want it showing up. Here is where the wire is cut and soldered together with the old one that runs through the length of the car. And at this point I just want to glue this on top and peel the protection, and that should be about it. And it's done. Let's peel this thing off. As you can see, no wires anywhere to be seen. They run directly through that edge down there, and it's about perfect. Let's just power it on quickly, and that should be about it. There's nothing behind the car at this moment, but hopefully you will see that everything lights up, or you can actually not see it because of the refresh rate. Yeah, you saw the left side and before the right side was showing up. That's the refresh rate of this thing and the phone together, showing you wrong the display, but this is working perfectly, believe me. Okay, now I have something behind the car. This will beep loudly probably, and hopefully you can see it actually detects it, but then again the frame rate shows it badly. But you can see the text is continuous. So that's about it for this thing. In my opinion, working perfectly, and I didn't need to run new wires or stuff like that, and I also have spare parts for this thing. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this troubleshoot video helps at least one person out there. In which case, please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye!